Well, hello there. We're into video, what is this? Is this video 5 or video 6? I'm starting to lose track. But the last video we talked about were the 5 who questions for targeting and marketing questions in the CNA process. We're still in marketing. We have 4 more marketing questions to ask before we move into media strategies. And here are your 4. So the very first thing you're going to say is how. All right, now how do we reach, once you've identified your consumer targets, the most profitable, your 80/20, etc., you want to begin identifying how they're going to measure and how they're going to put their marketing strategy together. So the first question is to do with effectiveness. How will you gauge the effectiveness of your marketing? Not of media, of the entire plan. How will you gauge what is effective to you? What does that success specifically look like? See, now if you had started right out, you just said, what does success look like? Right, in your very, very first one of your first foundational questions that you asked them before you got into the actual CNA. You said, we're sitting around this table, it's a year from now. What has to happen for you to be happy with your progress? Chances are, maybe they'll come out with some very specific 12% net profit improvement, et cetera, but that's very specific. Nature says, human nature says that you start more generalized, broader, and then you converge, you get tighter and tighter and more specialized and more detailed as your conversation goes along, because you're cooking now, right? Energy's moving, you're making, and things are moving down the funnel in your conversation. So now this is getting a little bit more specific on what does effectiveness really look like, and how will you gauge that? Will it be from specific sales? Will it be an increase in profit margin? Will it be a change in the complexion of the most frequently asked questions on your website or with your customer service? Will it be a change in your online reviews? Will it be, so it's a bit of a dashboard question, right? But not as it relates specifically to media, okay? This is about business and their marketing strategy as a whole. The next question is, so first one is effective, second one is efficient, all right? What are their measures of efficiency now? And they can reach to different parts of their business, not to do with marketing and not even to do certainly with media, but for example, efficiency in their manufacturing processes. Tell me more about, if they're a manufacturer, what are the efficiencies in your with the systems that you use? How do you ensure those efficiencies? Again, you're talking business and strategy. You're not into media yet. So effective, efficient. Then the next question, how do you see yourself positioning versus the competition or the competitive landscape? Let's talk a little bit about how your competitors position their marketing strategy. This is a bit of a SWOT analysis time, right, as well. But let's talk about the competitive landscape, who's a threat, who is the easiest to knock off, what are their strategies currently, what are their plans, what are you seeing, do they seem to be effective, are they working, is that how you'll measure your efficiency as well, do you believe? In your effectiveness, etc. So, and on that competitive landscape, and again, you're weaving in some of those first questions about why, on the competitive landscape, you stated you'd love to see your position move up the rung of the ladder. You don't want to be number 5 anymore. You want to be number 3. Well, let's talk about the workings of that from your marketing strategic standpoint, and more specifically what that looks like. And then the final how is, how are you going to budget for this? Okay, now this is not just budgeting for media. Okay, this could be collaterals. This could be more salespeople in the sales department. This could be new signage. This could be a new location. This could be, it's total strategy here, not just what are you going to spend on advertising. It's How are you going to budget? This is a tough question for most companies. They don't know how to. They're really not sure how to. And so we're going to walk very, very quickly in the next video. We're not going to save budget for here because it's a little more complex. But ultimately, you should never leave your first meeting without having a sense of how they budget and how they're going to budget, how they're going to judge that budget from an effectiveness and an efficiency standpoint, total and complete, relative to marketing, not just their media allocations. Make sense? Okay, so the next set of questions, we are going to move into media strategies, but first we'll take a few minutes to dive into how do you help a business owner decide how to better budget for what their vision is, for what their goals and ambitions are. Most time they sell themselves short and they wonder why they never get there. So let's walk through that exercise on the next video. Thank you so much, and I'm looking forward to hearing your feedback on how these questions are working for you in your CNAs, and if it's triggering better, healthier, more insightful conversations with your prospect clients.